Hi guys, and welcome back to this week's Word Crafting Wednesday. I'm Amy, and if you're new here, like this video and push that subscribe button and leave a comment down below asking me a question to answer on Word Crafting Wednesday. Not sure why I'm saying this at the beginning of the video because I usually don't, but I am, so deal with it. Now, as writers, we get a lot of advice. We need advice. We get advice on how to start our stories. We get prompts on how to keep us inspired. We have lists of words to use and not to use. But I think as writers, we miss one of the crucial keys of writing. Or I might even say the most crucial key. Are you intrigued? I'm intrigued. So let's hop into the video.
What is word crafting? And why does it matter? Word crafting is creating words with skill and giving them your own clever and creative flair. But we don't just stop there. We explore how your physical, mental, and emotional state affects the beauty that you create and ways to help you stay healthy as you create a story that changes lives.
What is the first thing you do in the morning? Okay, I know. This seems kind of like irrelevant, but just deal with me right now. What is the first thing? For me personally, I wake up and I immediately start thinking. I'm like, okay, so what do we have to do today? What happened yesterday? How am I feeling this morning? Am I hurting anywhere? Do I need to help someone today? What is going on my daily schedule? Are you the kind of person that just gets up and reaches for the phone because it's like right by your bed? I'll be honest, I kind of do the same thing right away because my phone is my alarm and that's beside the point. But do you think? Because, my friends, the key and important part of writing on point and impactful stories is thinking. It's as simple and as hard as that. We live in a culture of constant distraction, which means we want to be in perpetual movement at all times of the day. We are distracted and told to do things, whether it's from checking our social media account, to creating a collage for our characters, to even something as mundane as cleaning our bedroom. How can you think if you never take time to think on what is impactful? How can you write a story that will impact others if you don't take time to see how they need to be impacted? There's so many things going on in social media that weren't well thought out. Posts, there are books out there that aren't well thought out and they have plot holes and they contradict themselves. There are videos out there that contradict themselves, that aren't well thought out at all and are thoughtless and meaningless. As word crafters, it's our job to break this norm and to change society. We don't want our books to lack character voice, have major plot holes, or a weak theme. We want our stories to be top-notch and packed with a punch. The easiest way to ensure this is by thinking. How do you think? What is the best way to think? How do we turn off all the noise and spend time alone thinking? I'm glad you asked. There are so many philosophies out there on how to use your mental energy to the best of your ability and boost your thinking powers. Now, I'm not an expert, but here are a few things that I've seen to help me and other people boost their mental abilities and help them to think. First off, we have smells. Now, I know, a lot of you are out there going like, what? This is super weird. But I find that using a certain scent at a certain time makes your brain assign that scent to that certain activity. For instance, when I smell coffee, I immediately think, oh, it's time to work, and my brain goes into working mode. Meanwhile, when I smell tea, I think, oh, it's time to relax, or it's time to slow down and think. When I have different candle smells, it puts me in different mind zones, so I have a candle for each character. I know, it's nerdy, but whatever helps. Smells are so crucial in our life. So pick a scent and make that your thinking scent. Whenever you'll smell it, you'll start thinking, oh, it's time to think, time to slow down. Now, it might take a little while for your brain to get used to this and everything, but give it a go. I guarantee that it might work. I'm not saying it does work, it just might. Secondly, we have schedule thinking. I know, it's another weird one because most of us just think when we have inspiration, but if our brain is a muscle, our mind should have muscle memory, just like our fingers. So schedule thinking into your daily routine, and at first it will be hard. Just like when you first started piano, your fingers were like, whoa, 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 whoa. You started a new song and they're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. But eventually it should be easier and easier for your mind to switch from doing to thinking. Take notes is the third thing we have, but don't do it on electronics. I find that when I have writer's block or I'm struggling to articulate one of my ideas, it's because I've been staring at a screen or constantly pulling one out of my pocket to text people. Put all the screens away and go grab a notebook. Preferably one without bling because, I don't know, for you, maybe blingy ones make you more excited to write in it. For me, I get so distracted and my brain's like, oh, remember this and remember that, and it just gets really bad. And also grab a pen and go to a quiet place where you can just pour out ideas. Write them all down. Whether they're big or small or crazy or not, just write them all down. I think we often limit our brains by telling them, no, that idea is not good enough. No, I'm not going to put this idea down. Just let it all out. The good, the bad, and the ugly ideas, just let them out and you'll have more good ones, I'm pretty sure, than bad ones. Now, fourthly, we have occasionally music. Now, this won't work for everyone, and that's why I said occasionally, and it doesn't work for me every time. But sometimes classical music can help stimulate my thinking. Now, don't do covers of pop songs, but do classical music that doesn't have any words. Personally, harp, acoustic guitar, cello, and violin are some of my favorites to listen to. But I find that classical music, it's just so soothing, and in a way, it seems to shush the noise and the clamor of the world around me. Thinking isn't something that we should underestimate. We have to think every moment of the day. And often the best days are because we took time to think about our emotions, our spiritual health, our mental health, and those we care about. So never underestimate the power of thinking and how much it affects your writing. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Word Crafting Wednesday. I hope it inspired you to do some more thinking. If you enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for skits and more Word Crafting Wednesdays. If you have any question about writing at all, feel free to comment down below and I will try to make a Word Crafting Wednesday answering your questions. See y'all next time. Bye!